while since that's been taken off. Maybe a little bit of metal on there. Gears have been grinding a little bit. Alright, so to remove it, you got to take the torque tab off. It takes 1/2 inch socket. Also, I'm always take the prop off first. Make it a little lighter. That's a no-no, guys. That will clog or rip a seal real quick. Seal looks fine. Alright, after you've taken the torque tab off with the 1/2 inch, you're going to take these two 5/8 nuts off the back. Trimmed it all the way down, just letting the rest of the oil drain out here, but I was just looking, we don't even have a front stud to take off, so we really do only have 2 more nuts holding this on. Alright, so now that most of the lower unit oil is drained out, I'm going to put that bottom plug back in. Then we're going to remove the last 2 nuts. Maybe 5/8 again. There's 2, one here and one on the other side. There's one more bolt. It is a 9/16. That's up here. Could be sliding down now. Been a while since this one's been pulled off. Get this all going off here. Yeah. Alright, so get off this old water pump. You can tell by the pump housing and the shaft, they didn't put a silicone bead in between the exhaust divider. Housing looks pretty good, pretty clean. So on the inside, Peller has definitely seen better days. Pretty worn. So now we're going to take out the gaskets. So yeah, Quicksilver water pump kit. Everything you need if you're not going to replace the base. Base looks fine, a visual inspection. No cracks, wears. Appears to be pretty good looking. Put them back. Over top of the base. And there are 2 pegs on the base that those have to line up with, so you should do them one at a time once you get them close. Make sure you don't rip any of them. Alright. That didn't go quite as planned, but we've got it in there. Everything lined up. Alright, so I don't know, I think the old saying was a dab will do ya. You just put a little dab in here. Dawn's obviously going to lubricate a little bit so the impeller slides on the housing good. Now we're just going to put this down over the drive shaft. Then you're going to press down while rotating clockwise, and that will let the impeller sit down into the housing the correct way as you turn it. Centrifugal slinger. That is important. It goes over your drive shaft and on the top of your water pump housing to ensure no water leaks out there. Alright, so this is where I'll get a little bit of speculation and people complaining. You need a bead of silicone here to keep exhaust fumes out. You're supposed to use high heat. I don't have any. This is what separates the men from the boys right here. And I like to get it to where it'll slide all the way up in there. Then slide it back down a little bit. Use an 11/32 wrench. Put it on that clutch, dog. Line it up. Back. Go ahead and throw it in. And just get it a couple threads in to help hold the weight of this beast. In the back, tighten it all the way up. Fill it up with oil and put the prop back on it. It's ready to roll.